everybody to the second episodes of 16 with us. We got my man here, Vash.
What's up with it?
We got Distello. And we got the Valley Plug himself, VellGng.
Yes, sir.
Tapping in with y'all from another episode. Right now, our current event topic, we're going to get into it. Last 2 weeks ago, Haiti Babi retired. He now announced his retirement. He's very young to announce his retirement. I feel like he has a lot more albums, a lot more songs to go, but he announced his retirement. How do y'all feel about that?
I feel like I feel like he older than me. I just turned 34 the other day, so older than me, if not a little bit older. I don't really know his age, but it's just early, to call it. But it begs the question of can you do it though? Do you have the discography? Do you feel like you just want to stop where you at and not mess your name up or whatever? And even with him, he was a different type of artist, so that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
So it's
whole different type of local artist.
I don't know. It could be a good move for him if it's you got other ventures and stuff like that. But we seen I'll say different genre, but Rihanna stopped making music. Who said she's retired? But she stopped making music and became a billionaire in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's if it's the right move, it's the right move. But
he might have other ventures out. Who knows? Just not just hip hop. He could just spread any kind of. If he has any other ideas, just besides music, So, the Rihanna situation, she became a billionaire off of, the modeling and the clothes, designing, and, does she have a makeup and skirt, all that other stuff, it's early, but if he feels like he gave enough to the genre, to the music, then, the blessing's there.
Yeah. And with that, T.I, he coming back. Haven't heard his new single.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's fire. I gotta tap into it after pod. I'm very excited. Hopefully he back to his rubber band man mode, because I know he got a lot of topics to talk about. That's one thing about going away for a long time. When you come back, you got an ample amount of topics. You ain't got nothing but topics.
Like I've been mentioning, growing up, T.I was always one of my top favorite rappers, and so for him to bring out that to just randomly just boom, here's a single. I got off of work and checked Spotify and bam, there it is. He sounds like he didn't lose a step at all. It sounds like T.I. There's no gimmick at all. It's straight T.I. Whatever you remember from him,
Yeah, and it's the rollout is crazy. He went from, let me retire from comedy, this whole, you feel me? I feel like he kept it under the rug, but let me walk out of this because I'm getting clowned, this is getting bad, cut his hair, retired one thing and came out of retirement with a new image, new shit and all of that, and he's using it as a rollout for I'm back, as you feel me, T.I. who's rapping. Smart came back on a Pharrell beat. He did what he was supposed to do, you feel me? So it just, as soon as I was watching the Joe Budden podcast, as soon as they heard it, it's just you see, they're just tripping over the production more than what they're hearing. Then when you hear what, pair the lyrics with the production, it's just this is that T.I. we need, you feel me?
Expectations. This is my little expectation thought. Are him or Pharrell gonna link up? Is Pharrell linking up with old 2000 artists? That's my prediction.
That's why I say it's smart, because we coming off the Clips, having the hard album. Is anything Pharrell touched as a recent? You feel me? We're just regularly. You feel me? But him having his resurgence and all of that, so it's just, I don't think he gonna have a luxury of a whole Pharrell produced album, but. It's dope to have his own thing.
Doing that though, who knows?
T.I. got connections, he locked in with a lot of people. I don't usually hear too many people say they don't like T.I. So I'm not surprised if he does roll out with Pharrell. But this does bring me the question: is Pharrell reuniting his early 2000s sound? Is he doing this?
I think
because with Clips, early 2000s. T.I. if he does it with him, early 2000s. Because that would be dope. I'm here for it. I love that era. I'm here for it.
I think Pharrell just being back, period, bringing any kind of old Neptune sound into the new age is kind of pretty good in my opinion, good for hip hop, period.
Yeah.
Like, because then you can get some of these new age, not even just the older rappers, but some of these new rappers on a Pharrell beat too, who could possibly kill it on that, and then that just expands on the genius that Pharrell has.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna go too deep into it because it kind of goes into what we're gonna talk about later. But I was just having a conversation with my little brother earlier today. You feel me? We was on the group chat on the game. He's 25 years old. He lives in Virginia. So me and my older brother who are from out here, we question like, do y'all listen to Bay Area stuff out there? Like, what's the influence? He's just trying to tell us like, bro, they're so far behind. Like, they still got houses that was built in, you feel me, whenever with whatever stones, and like he using like the real language, and I'm just like, oh damn, they're really behind. But it's like, I'm like, but what you mean they had Missy Elliott, Pharrell, Timberland, Pusha T, they all are from there. He just like, it's not that the history ain't there, it's just nobody pushed the envelope, nobody really worked with the next generation. There's no sound from out there. He literally said people are about tech and resources out here. Nobody's worried about music out here. Yeah. So like, he said the $1 Million Baby song, white dude that was singing, he's the most recent artist from Virginia.
Oh, he's from Virginia?
I guess.
You from Virginia?
He's not from like, I guess directly like,
but like
the main spot. He said like an hour away, like, you feel me? So it's like, I just feel like that parlays into what we're about to talk about later, because it's like, they are the older generation. We happy that it's coming back because we're at that sweet spot of age where it's like, now we heard that on the radio, played it on CDs, all that, and it was all good music. Like, you play the radio in certain eras, it's just like, turn the radio off, where the aux at.
Yeah.
We really grew up where you could listen to 103.5, 102.5, V101.1, from oldies to modern and all that, you feel me? And it all worked. Like, and so.
So, let's just dive into the topic. Because what I'm about to introduce, or how I'm about to roll it out, is going to dive into that. So, we just talked about somebody leaving hip hop. We talked about somebody coming back to hip hop. We got to talk about the biggest current person coming back to hip hop, J. Cole, with his last album. So, with him coming back to hip hop, now I'll ask, when should an artist announce their retirement? When do y'all feel like that? When do y'all feel like it's right to announce your retirement? If you should. Or if you should just be like a J. Cole, like a T.I., like a Rihanna, where you just kind of like step away from it for a little bit, don't really announce it, but then come back whenever you feel like it.
For me, like when it comes to retirement, because I don't feel like you should announce it, kind of brings me back to Jay-Z back in the day with the Black Album. That technically was supposed to be his retirement album.
Gives you a cutoff.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I don't even feel like it was how many, I think it was like probably 2 or 3 more years later, he drops a new album. We're just like, Jay, you honestly, like for me, the Black Album's like a masterpiece. So it's just like, you just dropped this masterpiece of an album, saying this is your retirement album, and then all of a sudden you drop some that could have been trash. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you kind of tarnish your career like that, kind of a little bit. Even though, you know, some of us put Jay-Z up there on the pedestal as one of the top rappers in the history of the industry. But for me, it's if you feel like you gave it all to the genre, whatever genre it is, we're talking hip hop, but if you feel like you gave it all to hip hop and time has came by and you feel like you're not going to be able to, you know, what's the phrase for it, kind of like step up or kind of compete with these younger rappers that are coming out, like maybe it is time to hang it up for a little bit. So
yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it's the type of artist it really is, like, you feel me? I could get a Wiz Khalifa, Currency never retiring because they real mixtape rappers. They got their stoner scene. It's just always gonna be able to happen. But then, like you said, you got your Jay-Z's. I could say Nas, but he got a resurgence with Hit Boy and doing certain shit. So like, you find a way to get back into it as long as it's progressing. So, but you really have to have that in you. I feel like you said, Jay-Z, when he announced his retirement, I feel like it's just a cutoff. You should just stop making music. Yeah, something might pique your interest 5-10 years down the line because shit changes and all of that. But now you took yourself out of the game, you retired, bruh. Mm-hmm. Like, it ain't as easy to get your jersey in sports. Exactly. So it's annoying when you say you retire and you just come back to music and make 3 more fucking albums. Or you use the cheat code of mixtapes. Nigga retired in 2023 but dropped 5 mixtapes since then. So it's like, it just depends on the artist. But I feel like we know certain artists that if it ain't really no retiring in hip hop because we have, like we just said before this, or we happy with the OGs coming back and really rapping and doing their shit. Like if not even saying the whole Clips album, but like No Malice himself coming back and laying bars down was just iconic for hip hop in 2025. And it was actually great verses, you feel me? Not just like not just one feature or this or that. Like you really got the whole album. He going bar for Pusha T, with Pusha T, who is one of the higher lyricists in the game in the last 5-10 years. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I just feel like it just depends on really who you are, but it's hard to retire in hip hop because it's really no. Your legs still work. Your voice still works. You're not trying to jump high. You're trying to just, you feel me, use your mind. And your mind sharpens as you get older. So
see, the person who I would compare it to would be like Eminem. That's my all-time favorite artist. He's one person where it's just like me using his story to really answer this question. He's one person that in his earlier sounds of music, you can feel him trying to compete with this next generation. So I feel like for the independent artists, for the individual artists, I mean, if you're trying to compete with this next generation, you might as well find a way to hang it up. Because you're not gonna, there's always gonna be something new.
Yeah.
Always gonna be something buzzing. You know, but now you can hear the artists that don't actually try to compete. They just like, this is what I'm doing, whether y'all like it or not. That's the Kendricks, that's the Clipses, that's the T.I.s. That's the Nas's with his last
album. We literally were just brought up Nas, who just dropped a project with DJ Premier last year, and it was 100% Nas. He wasn't trying to gimmick anybody or, try to cop somebody's style. It was 100% Nas.
Because I feel like that's when the retirement comes in. Retiring from keeping up with this wave, the next generation all the time. I feel like you could do you, and that's fine. Be in your lane, whatever your lane is. When I think of lanes, I always think of Larry June. Larry June, he got that. He got one lane. He's not trying to compete with nobody. He don't care about that. He's like, this is what I'm doing. You either get on board, or you bounce off. But this is what I'm doing regardless. But you got some artists where, because I know I can hear it, and I know everybody else can hear it, and I can hear it, where you hear them trying to compete.
Yeah.
Like you hear them trying to be in the mentions. Like I would say like for Clips' last album, they just so happy to be in the mentions. I wouldn't even say they tried.
Because when you listen to the album, even the features they had different shit, it was more that 90s, early 2000 hip hop sound. And they wasn't trying to compete, they were just letting you know this, we rocking out, we can still make this and it's still gonna keep up.
Then they got the people in the industry currently who they mess with, like the Tyler Creator. Where it's like we mess with him, he part of the new age, but we're not trying to make a new age album. I will say for people like Lil Wayne, I can always tell he's trying to compete.
Oh yeah.
I can always tell
that last album, bro. I remember I turned that on. I was just listening to it. Went and washed my car while I'm listening to it. I'm just listening bar for bar, like, bro, this is when you get in the territory of tarnishing your name. Of like, why are we doing this to yourself at this point? So it's just, I don't know, because even with thinking of the Clips one, it's just, luckily we have somebody like Tyler the Creator they fuck with. Because if not, they just wouldn't have had no young nigga on the shit. They wouldn't have tried to find out who's the feature we gotta get.
They would have the young nigga.
Luckily, we got a Tyler the Creator that can be like, we fuck with this young nigga and he can really rap when you really.
And he's inspired off of them. So it's not even like, we fuck with him. It's like, oh, it's mutual. Like, it's mutual love. Like, we both fuck with each other. Like, he's inspired off of us. And with that, like, we gotta get somebody on here like that.
And you can tell just by his verse on that track, like Tyler's verse on that track, like, he wanted to bring that same Clips energy just because of
like he knew he wasn't gonna like fumble up the song or nothing like that. Because
like man, it's a big opportunity. Like I grew up listening to these guys, so it's just like man, let me just bring it. Let me do what I gotta do to make sure that I'm straight on this track. And it was one of my favorite tracks on the whole album.
Yeah, like that's something that's very important. Something that's very important. And with that, do y'all feel when artists don't announce their retirement and keep going? I'll use a Drake for this one because Drake is very good at ushering a new wave and still having a dominant album. Whether people like it or not, I don't, that's up for them. But it does stand those streams, does sell out records. He does get platinums. Yeah. So with that, do y'all feel like having a long run prevents new artists from coming in?
If the run is good, I don't think it prevents nothing because it's a part of the flow of the music and everything that's going on and what's out. I feel like if I'm trying to think of an artist I could say, but I don't want to say Eminem because you like Eminem, but you know there's been times just in his latter years where it's like you could have took this year off and spent 2-3 years making this greatness, like, you feel me? So it's like, not just to say him, that's just who I think off the top of my head. Sometimes you don't have to be like trying to drop when all the young niggas album about to drop. It's not even to say I don't want an album from you this year, but don't do it in the phase of competing with these younger people because now you're taking away from, end of the day, I'm an older head when it comes to music. I'm gonna listen to you when you drop. And now I'm sorry, that's gonna take away from me listening to a Playboy Cardi's album because now I got the fatigue of already listening to something I didn't really want to listen to. And that's like I even told my brothers doing this podcast now, it's like I have to get more in the mindset of go listen to that music. So it's like, you feel me? So you gotta make sure there is fatigue that can happen, but if it's really good, like I'm not a Drake fan per se, I wasn't a Lil Wayne fan per se, but the runs are just undeniable. You can't say you don't like it, you just didn't listen to it. But when I can say I don't like it and it's bad, like this shit sucks, like I love 50 Cent. If he comes out with an album tomorrow and it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, be like, I'm gonna go listen to The Massacre, I'm gonna go listen to fucking Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm not listening to this.
That's like me and Kanye. Kanye West is one of my favorite rappers of all time. And, you know, I feel like his run has gone a lot longer than it needs. Like, the early stages of Kanye, the albums were masterpieces in my opinion. We're talking the whole College Dropout trilogy, My Beautiful Dark Fantasies, as much, Walt ain't here, but as much as he hates on this album, 808s.
808s and Heartbreak is fire.
808s and Heartbreak is fire.
And I said, but before you cut the list off, I feel like all the way up to damn near Yeezus, the hype was real.
That's what I'm saying. Like
after Yeezus, probably the Pablo album, people still was fucking with it, but to me, the hype when you were really there in the moment, the feel up to Yeezus, Kanye still had his Kanye feel to him, that genius to him, you feel me?
And now it's just like he's dropping these Vulture albums, and I can't even get past the first track.
I can't do it. Shit with Ty Dolla $ign, that's what that is?
Yeah.
I can't.
It's just like, bro, what is going on? Like, what's happened? Like,
and that's even now, like, they're doing the nepotism stuff, talking about he's bringing his daughter on stage. Is it really? Yeah, is it basically like fucking the culture? Because it's like that's real saturation. That's real. That's when I feel like the answer to your question is yes. That fucks it up, and we all can sit here and say we love Kanye, but that's not the way to usher some shit, and that's not the way to do certain shit. Because I'm not a Will Smith fan thinking he's like, I get his history with hip hop, but I feel like his children are very talented.
Ooh, yes,
compared to other people's kids when it comes to making music.
Yeah.
But like, so like, give me the nepotism with them talented motherfuckers. Yeah. Not with some bullshit. You feel me?
Yes.
So.
See, for me, I actually kind of agree with you, disagree with you. I definitely believe that long runs stop new artists from coming through. Because if you have a long run, artists that you're bringing through are artists that sound like you. So that means any other artist that doesn't sound like you is pushed off to the back burner. You know, we could talk about Nicki Minaj, prime example.
Nicki had a bunch of clones in it. You see, only a few people worked out.
He did. But I'm going to talk about Nicki Minaj. The reason why I'm talking about Nicki Minaj is not because she purposely tried to bring in all these artists that sound similar to her. It's that these artists are coming up are inspired off of her. And the longer her run is, there's just going to be a lot more people inspired off her. So that's why you got a lot of female artists that love the pussy on my sideburns Nicki Minaj. And not the moment for life Nicki Minaj.
True.
You know what I mean? So now every female artist that comes after that just sounds like that nasty carbon copy of her. Yeah. But then you got female artists like Doechii, like Samira Sin, who get pushed off to the back burner. Because she's not with those waves. They're different. You know, and you're preventing them from coming in by your run being so long. You know, like if you, I can't say retire, but if you stopped, it will allow us to now hear a new sound of women artists that aren't the Lottos, that aren't the Glorillaz or the Megan Thee Stallions, because they're all inspired off of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about Drake, probably the longest greatest run, but a lot of people that come up off of Drake have that same singing. You got to be able to sing and rap now.
Yeah.
Based off the Drake era, you got to be able to sing and rap now.
Yeah.
So any new rapper that's like the Reasons who don't really sing and rap, who just rap, are now pushed off to the background.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm a fan of the rapper just rapping.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I like melodies, all that. Give it to me on the hook, if anything.
Yeah.
But I like just straight rap.
Because even the greatest rappers like 50 Cent was singing on the hook, you know what I mean? And ghetto gospel, you know, ghetto crime. He was singing on the hook even way back then. But I'm not a fan of like, you need to sing. You know, me going out into the world, rapping and stuff like that, people always tell me that like, oh, you just rap, you don't sing?
That's and that's supposed to be though.
Yeah,
like you like no knock to them because people be talented, but you get like a blast, and it's like blast is an R&B artist, not a hip hop artist.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's arguments that you could be in certain circles, and they'll be like, nah, he be rapping better than these, blah blah blah, this that whatever. I love what's his name, Black with the 6 in the front. You feel me? It's times where he has straight rap songs, like Nonchalant on one of his albums. He just straight rapping. It's a song called Nonchalant where he's just rapping. He comes from a battle rap background, so it'll make sense if you really know the history. But overall, that's an R&B artist.
Yeah.
So the genres mix when you get people like Drake and Chris Brown rapping and singing, and you feel me? You let Chris Brown do a fucking collab album with Tyga, who's just a rapper, and it's just and stuff like that. But for me, it goes into, that's where I say the fatigue earlier. It's like it used to be a time in my life I never thought I wouldn't listen to a Wiz Khalifa Currency project. Then it just happened like this one day, and no disrespect to Currency, you watch this, bro, I fuck with everything. But bro, at what point do I have to keep trying to keep up with 5 to 10 to 12 track projects when you drop in 4 a year for fucking 15 years straight? Like, it's people like me that's gonna naturally fall off and listen to new stuff. But he got the die hard to like, that's all they listen to. There's people that would say, why would I go listen to this or download that when Currency got me in 3 months? You feel me? I love some Currency, but I can't do that. I don't have that mental capacity to go that long with that. I need to go, all right, who's this new artist? Hopefully it's at the 5 new artists, is one that can rap really good, you feel me? Like, but
that's not before DJ Jungle. But yeah, no, like them long runs to me, like me personally, I feel like all the big three should retire. Unfavorite opinion. I feel like y'all reached the highest height you can go.
But you don't want to see what Kendrick could do coming off of GNX?
No!
And the new energy?
No!
GNX wasn't a real album though. That was more of a fun mixtape type of vibe. It's an album, of course.
But
no disrespect, but
it's like, let it be that fun project. Like, you did the Super Bowl. You got 5 Grammys. Who knows how many Grammys you want to get in 2026?
Some niggas is greedy, I guess. I'm trying to... I don't want the last album to be Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
Like the last serious one.
Like, I'm just like, we're done. Like, let the party die. And just, you reach the highest you can reach.
After Fall Off, J. Cole Let's just be done. Loki don't even want to fall off. But
I know. Live off the title.
When it comes to, especially with this J. Cole album with the fall off, for me, it just depends on what kind of songs, what kind of music comes out of this album makes me like, okay, I want more out of this. Maybe he's done. He's like, all right, I'm satisfied with it. But like you mentioned, Kendrick Lamar and Mr. Morale, it's just like, I honestly don't want that to be the last Kendrick project as well. I want more out of Kendrick too. Drake's projects is like, I haven't really felt the full Drake album in years.
I haven't felt Drake in so long, it's ridiculous.
Like he has some singles that I fuck with.
One nigga out of the big three, people would be like, that doesn't make sense. He's the main one that should keep going, But let's say this to go to the next part, because it's talking about ushering the next ones in. Mm-hmm. Like, how do they do that? Who are the next ones, or is it even possible to be another Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick situation? Because I fuck with people like J.I.D. There's people like Reason out there. There's people who they're older because they're still in that age range. But Freddie Gibbs never got the crack being as good as I thought he could be. different stuff going on. So there's still mainstream runs for people who are their age who just never got to do what they do. So it's like, who the fuck is gonna be the next Drake anyway? Mozzie? No.
I mean,
it doesn't make sense, but it's like, who is gonna be
but that's what I'm
these
saying.
things?
There's people out there who we ain't never heard of before.
True.
You know, there's a lot of people out there who we ain't never heard of. There's a rapper out there in New York. I discovered him last year. His name is Niggas I Rap. He's from New York. All he do, based off his name, I rap. That's it. He got like a Jid type of sound to him, but he rap, spit nothing but fire. No one knows who he is. Another dude out there in New York, I met him. His name is Oswald Benjamin. He a battle rapper, and he also does the harmonizing too on some songs, but he rap. And I'm just like, there's a lot of artists that are in that middle range who just get no notice. Which is why one thing I love that Kendrick did with the Pop Out show, of bringing in that talent and putting them on stage and highlighting them, but not everybody doing that.
So my thing is, I feel like what you're saying is I'm gonna use that as a basis, that Pop Out show. If Kendrick does the Pop Out show, has GNX where, you feel me, he has the AZ dude, different people doing stuff, and then he gets out the way, it gives them chance to really get on now. Because my main question is, even because you know, as a person that does music, I used to do music. How the fuck do we get these next people to have their rise with the main population? Because we talking about millions of people. We talking about somebody replacing Drake, Cole, Kendrick. And then when you go to, like, there's gems out there, there's diamonds in the rough, like, how do we really get the people to do it? And that Pop Out thing is a perfect example. If you get these bigger people, because even before, we could say it's the MMGs, it's the different labels that artists do, but you're still trying to be the artist while you're having artists. So it's like, is that really the main thing? Like, if everybody takes a step to the side and they're like, this one I'm bringing in, and they put that real stamp on them and we building this up, is it just naturally gonna get listened to?
Well, actually, we kind of already seen that happen with Revenge of the Dreamers. J. Cole talked about a middle child that he's gonna start being like LeBron and bringing your niggas up, because that's how you say that you're a real nigga, when you bring your niggas up. And with Revenge of the Dreamers, a lot of people still may not listen to him, but I did. I started listening to Cos and Boz. Didn't even know who they were, you know, before Revenge of the Dreamers. They did, Boz did that song with Reason. I've already known Reason. I was like, oh shit, like, okay, he got lyrics too. Then Cos came out, okay, he got a hard too. I already knew who Jid was. But it's like, doing projects like that highlights your artist. Because you take a step back.
I was introduced to VellGng.
VellGng is the other one. I was introduced to
VellGng, bro.
VellGng is hard. I like VellGng.
We're talking like this topic's coming on later on a later episode, but like we're talking rap groups. Like VellGng to me is up there like with the Outkast sound. Like, you can tell like they give it. They have influence from that, and it's just like that whole entire album that they dropped a couple years ago was just insane. I still listen to this day, and it's just like little like you said, projects like that. You're able to introduce all your other niggas that are you're trying to have come up, and you take a step back.
Because like I will say like this, looking at. Going back to Drake, looking at his record label, I can tell he is not in his record label bag. Other than Party Next Door, no one will know who else he's on. Yeah. He got this dope female artist, not a rapper. You don't even sign rappers actually, but he got this dope female artist. Her name is Naomi Sharon. She's from overseas. She hella beautiful voice, amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got Pimmy. She's also a female singer. Got a pretty cool voice. I'm not really a fan of Four Bass. He kind of like a gimmick to me. But he got artists on his label that actually make some pretty cool music. But because he's always going to be that top dog, you will never hear them. Yeah. I would say if he retired and hopped into his bag of being that record label owner, you will hear it. Same thing for Eminem. I'm going back to him. I can tell he stopped caring about being that top artist. Kamikaze, where he does MGK. I feel like that album, he was like, you know what, I don't give a fuck about this shit no more. Y'all can have that shit. Yeah. Because then after that, who got signed? Westside Boogie. Amazing artist. Yep. Then after Westside Boogie, you got Grip, dope ass rapper. All he do is rap. That's in his name. All he do is rap. Then you got Eazy. Eazy is a Hispanic artist. He raps, does rock music, and he does Spanish music. and it's like you will never hear them because
they gonna give you. That's why my next thing is like, are we gonna accept the new wave they trying to give us? Because we can say all these great names and who we want, but as soon as we say fuck the last big three, they gonna come in with some bullshit big three. They gonna try to throw Travis Scott in that motherfucker. They gonna try to do some some shit you just don't want to hear. So it's like you won't like the needle's gonna get moved. But it's gonna take some time for it to get to those layers of that realness. You feel me?
No, and it will because the Travis Scotts and shit, they getting old. Travis Scott,
people is already over that shit.
Yeah, Travis Scott was Schmurkio, you already seen what happened to him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that wave is already dying out by themselves. They either drugged out, dying out, or getting locked up, or getting killed. Like it's already making its way out. You know what I mean? Me personally, I just need this big three to just like y'all wrap it up. Like let's wrap it up so I can hear more. Because Jordan Lucas, prime example. Jordan Lucas dropped the project literally when the beef happened. Mm-hmm. Nigga didn't know that Kendrick was gonna do like that. He was just like, hey, I got a new project coming out. I'm excited for it. Literally got overshadowed. Yeah. Got rolled over, matter of fact. Like as if it never even happened. And I seen Jordan Lucas interview. He was like, I was kind of hot to be honest with you. Because he was like, why now? Like you had all this time to do this. Why would I drop? You know, he liked it, but at the end of the day, all these other artists is getting rolled on. Me, that's why I like the Joey Badass and Rayvon beef. Because that beef spawned from Drake and Kendrick. From them doing their whole 13-year sneak diss. Because Joey Badass was hot that he never got mentioned. And due to that, it ushered in us listening to Rayvon. A lot of niggas didn't even know who Rayvon was until he battled Joey Badass. Yeah. I like that shit. It ushered in that new wave. AZ popped on that battle. Got rolled on after getting called ass cheek, but you feel me? He popped in.
But just the hype that was coming with that song, I feel like they was just pushing a little behind him and it just like stopped out of nowhere. Like I feel like we gave you enough time in front of the camera and like people didn't like you in 5 days, so it's fuck you.
I just feel like I feel like with AZ, he is a artist that's just for the time. Everybody has that in every generation. You got that artist that's just for that time zone. When you're an artist for that time zone, I don't really expect nothing of you because I know that once this sound is gone, you not gonna last. No offense to you, not saying that you
it's too much of a sound.
It's too much of that. Okay, we'll talk about this because we didn't talk about this off live. We gonna sprinkle a little bit. I know y'all don't really like Carter 3 that much. Carter 3 was an album that's just for that time zone. Me, I love it, but I know a lot of people don't like it because it was specifically made for that specific time zone. A lot of people don't like Miss Morale. I like Mr. Morale. To me, that's one of his best aging artists. Best aging album. If not the most aging album. I'm not listening to them. That was just for that time zone. Too Pimp to a Butterfly was a good aging album. That to me is timeless, but a lot of people consider that just for that time. Good Kid, Mad Sage to me, strictly for that time. I do not listen to that album whatsoever. Only for that time zone. I look at AZ Chike like those albums. You're just for this time. So once we get tired of this hype type of sound, we not, Rayvon is different though. Rayvon is a timeless type of rapper. You can hear it in his content. I feel like what makes you timeless is your content. You know what I mean? You hear Rayvon talking about the deep shit that he went through with his moms. That's gonna stay here forever. Yeah. I feel like the lane that Mozzie built himself off of the ghetto gospel rapper, that sound is staying here forever. It's not going anywhere. Like everybody can relate to their homie dying. Everybody can relate to that. I don't care if you a street dude or a square bear. Everybody can relate to that. We all had a close homie that had passed away. Those be a lot of his topics, but I don't even care about it sounding like the same type of sound because something's not going nowhere. It's here forever. So that's what makes you timeless. I haven't heard an AZ Chike song like that, where he's talking about his deep story. AZ Chike is like, we killing it.
That answers my question, I feel like, because it's just, it might sound like it might look like it might feel like it in that moment, but really listen to the music, it was really just for that. He was a great artist to have on your album, diss Drake with, have fun. Kendrick was trying to have fun again. He was trying to be fun. He popped his young LA niggas out.
Yeah, like Like, it's just like, we could even move away from music. Everybody got that one fun friend that we were clubbing with.
Yeah.
They didn't last.
Yeah.
Like, we don't hang out with them no more. And then when we call them, they still on the same shit.
Yeah.
They still coming to this day. And you like, damn, I got kids, nigga. I'm married. Like, I'm kind of tired, nigga. Like, nigga, my bedtime is 6. Shit. Like, I'm done. Like, you want to go out at 12? Like, fuck. It's over. You know what I mean? And that's just the type of artist he is. I feel like the only artist, I think that's why people hold those type of artists so high, because the only time where we ever had fun artists be timeless is Atlanta. I don't know how the fuck they did it. Don't know what the fuck they did. But like Future, to me, nigga was just for that time zone. But that nigga, he stretched, boy. His career is hella long. You got a lot of Atlanta artists, Young Thug, where they little role is just long. I mean, now it's kind of dying with Young Thug, but still though, like their runs last so long in Atlanta. Don't know how they do it, but they do it. And I feel like that's why we hold these fun rappers to such a high standard because of that. We expect every fun rapper, every rapper in general, to just have a long run and just be grateful for this is just for that time. I feel like going back into a different era, the 80s is a perfect example. Nigga, 80s rappers, 80s singers, it's just for that time.
Yeah.
And you know, when you listen, and there's nothing wrong with that, because when you listen to them, you fall back into that nostalgia, like, shit.
For me, it's how shit was produced.
Yes.
And how the sound is. Like you hear the track being played, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's an 80s track right there.
Yeah.
Okay, like you could just tell, but it's also like how shit was made and produced back in that time period. Like a lot of stuff has evolved and elevated over, the next couple decades.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell with those beats and with those certain artists, like it just depends on adaptability with that shit as well. Like you feel like this artist is gonna adapt to a new sound, or they're just gonna keep the same shit. Like
because with the early 2000s, a lot of them artists didn't adapt. When it went from CDs to streaming, like night to day, a lot of them just fell off. They couldn't figure it out. They just ended up dropping. Dr. Dre is one of them. He couldn't figure it out at first. He was like, man, I'm finna hop in the beats. I gotta move on somewhere else. I can't even do music no more. Yeah. Like, I was struggling with my perfectionism just doing CDs. Fuck it, nigga, records, I was struggling. Then moved on to CDs, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of similar, I guess. And then streaming is just a whole new beast. So it fell off.
Whole new beast.
Fell off. But with that, talking about artists falling off, artists not getting that much shine, let's get into our last thing. Let's really feature these artists that need to be shined. For those of you who ain't watched the first episode, because y'all lacking,
Get on
it. So, but for those of y'all who ain't seen it, we do this thing called Shine the Beam. Shine the Beam is where we highlight an artist from our local scene of Sacramento. And then eventually we'll branch out to California, to more parts of California. We gonna start here at the home base, Sacramento. And these artists are artists who have been pushing the envelope, who have been using their story to try to push themselves out and broaden their sound out to be that timeless artist that everybody's talking about. So, no further ado, for this feature, for this Shine the Beam, we're gonna shine the beam on Haiti Babi. Haiti Babi is a dope female rapper who has a really, really early sound of like nostalgic hip hop. Like she really brings out what that hip hop is. She does do the singing bag, but when she raps, she is true to that shit. Stand 10 toes on everything. Solid person. And she preaches about her music, what I preach about, which is if you are any black artist, stand up for something. Stand up for the culture. Stand up for something.
Absolutely.
Use your voice as something. She is really the embodiment of that. Every first Thursday of the month and last Thursday of the month, she links up with a bunch of other local artists to really talk about what goes on in the community and to really push that envelope of making sure we're taking care of our community in our area. I think that's dope. That's fire.
Back in any type of way, you feel me?
Fire as hell.
Spread positivity, not negativity. Like
exactly.
That's what we need. Period. Like, not just in our city, but period.
Period.
And no matter what you're doing, whether you're making bread off it yet, whether that's the main goal, like you gotta get back paid for it. That's how you always gonna get your returns anyway.
Yeah, because I mean, to me, that's how you got it.
Yeah, and then just knowing, just going off of, who we trying to be on, just the times I've had her flow, different stuff like that, just real gritty, real rapping. Like if you watch the first episode, I like them raw raps. And just from what I've heard, just scrolling on the IG or hearing different songs, it's just really, you feel me, there. I need to get more in tune, make sure I listen to more shit, make sure I tap in for the drops and all of that. That's why we're making sure we shine the beam. But just knowing as a person, I really like raps. I know from what I've heard, it gets raw, like, you feel me?
Yes. We gonna play one of her projects, but before I do, I gotta say this. When I chatted with her one day, asked her who her inspirations are. She gave me a long list of inspirations, but one of them that stood out to me was Lauryn Hill. Yeah, that's exactly who her sound reminded me of.
I'm talking about
a West Coast Lauryn Hill with the singing R&B bag, but also with that hard rapping bag.
And it's no disrespect to females that just be rapping.
Yeah, no disrespect.
But when you really rapping, that's because it's already one thing for the dudes out here to make sure they really out here rapping, but when you a female and you making sure you coming correct on top of having the other talent of singing, that's what really make you even be able to be comparable or inspired by Lauryn Hill. Like it's a real comparison, you feel me?
Yes, and it's just like when you hear that, it's like, okay, I'm already know what to expect. I'm excited now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, you can't say that you don't like Lauryn Hill. Everybody got mad.
You can't say you Lauryn Hill without that shit not hitting right.
Exactly.
You're like, oh.
You comparing to Lauryn Hill, like you kind of, especially with a female artist, you are up here. Like it's not, there's no lower than high when it comes to, especially with Lauryn Hill.
Like gems is in the city. That's the most beautiful part about this segment. You feel me?
Exactly. I'm gonna get into my favorite song by her because when she performed this song, I be going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's called "Sleepwalking."
Okay. That's I gotta slap that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I had the stink face on the entire time. Like, man, you're not like. I don't think the camera can pick it up, like because of how the distance and everything. But like, you ever like listen to a track and you instantly just got that? For me, like I almost a couple times almost stood up and was just like, nigga, what? Like,
oh yeah, no, that shit hit. Like
that shit's crazy.
For me, when I hear songs like that, it get me mad because I'm like, who let her hop in the booth and talk that much shit? Like, why did y'all do that? Like y'all knew that she was gonna be a menace like that. With the beat coming in like that, why did y'all let it make me hot? Like it's just like y'all shouldn't let nobody do that.
Also, shout out to the producers who made the beat because I felt like with the beat made her come hard on that shit and like.
It's just a choice of the lyrics again. Like it wasn't the most complex raps. But even coming from a female, it wasn't about no pussy popping all this.
That's what I'm saying.
She was, I don't know if the nigga made her mad or the bitch made her mad, but she won the battle. She won the battle. Either come back or make sure something pop, but like lyrically, it's just like I said, that grit, that real, that raw, that you feel me? It's not on no corny gimmicky shit. Like I'm a girl, I have to rap about this. Like, nah, I could have rapped that verse and they would have been like, Dom, you killed that shit. Like, shout out home. You feel me? Show the love. So shit. I fuck with that tough.
Nah, that shit is it. But with that, man, that concludes our second episode of 16 with us. Definitely tap in for more.
Sure tap in.
If
you ain't watched the first episode, go watch it.
Run that, watch it.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, all these topics are up for discussion in the comment section. Use the comment sections, really
debate, bro.
Let us know if we right, wrong, y'all opinion. It's an open discussion. You feel me?
Like this, like what we saying ain't final. So if y'all got any other opinions, drop them in the chat, bro. For real, drop them in the chat. Definitely follow us on Instagram too, TikTok for more little tidbits, more little episode discussions. Peace.
Peace.